Hey guys, welcome back to the Doug and Corey Show.
In this video, we'll do an open spoiler discussion for Venom The Last Dance.
Should Venom have had The Last Dance? Stick around. That dance scene was awful.
Yeah.
The movie was great, but that scene was terrible.
The movie was mostly good.
I liked it.
I enjoyed it.
That was not one of the best scenes.
That was the worst scene.
I get the reason for it, but
No, there's no reason for it.
just because the title. They should have changed the title and got rid of it though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway.
I don't think there even needed to be dancing. Like, yeah, it's The Last Dance. It's a metaphor.
Yeah, but that was a stupid ass reason to go full Venom when that.
Yeah, we'll get into it.
All right.
We'll get into it. Yeah, stick around. All right, guys. So Venom The Last Dance has come and gone.
It's already out of theaters.
For us.
Yeah.
For us, anyways.
Yeah, we watched it.
Yeah, we watched it. No, I'm sure it's still in theaters. I think it's doing okay. I don't think it's doing as well as the other two did, and I think it might be doing well enough to match something like Black Adam. That's not great. It's not great.
Could be worse.
Yeah, no, for sure. It could be worse.
Could be the Joker too.
Could be Borderlands.
Yeah.
That was rough.
That was pretty bad.
We didn't see it, huh?
Nope.
No. I like Kate Blanchett too. I did want to see it, but heard it was really bad.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So Venom was, I thought it was really good.
Well, you and I both, I think, agree that the first Venom movie was the best.
For sure.
Then this one, then Let There Be Carnage.
Yes.
But that's not to say that this is like an amazing movie, in my opinion. It's definitely better than Let There Be Carnage, but I wasn't super big fan of Let There Be Carnage.
Sure.
Personally. Which is a bummer because I like Woody Harrelson, but just the execution for Carnage was just not good.
The symbiotes in this movie. Just a lot of the action was so fast, like it was hard to like keep on what's going on, but it was really cool.
Yeah, for sure. And you know the CGI and everything they used was quite good. I mean, it was really well done.
Yeah.
Even from the very beginning, the xenophages, right? That's what they're called. Mm-hmm. When the first one shows up, I was like, "Oh crap! The thing's like huge, and they looked really good."
And they're fast, like they just fly up there as soon as they.
That was so. There, it's kind of funny. There was if you've seen the trailer, which again, hopefully you've like at least seen that, or you don't care about spoilers because we're definitely going to get into spoilers in this. There's a scene in the trailer where the xenophage shows up on top of a plane. You know, Eddie and Venom are hitching a ride on the outside of a plane because they're wanted. They can't. You know, get a plane ticket, get on the
from
plane.
Mexico to get to New York.
Yeah,
they're trying to go.
And so, like, the whole thing behind this whole codex thing, which we'll get into in a little bit, triggers a xenophage to find out. Oh, they're up there on this plane, and the freaking thing launches from the ground up into a plane. How high do planes fly? Like 30,000 feet. And like when that trailer came out, there was a breakdown by New Rockstars, and Eric Voss was talking about how he thinks it jumps from. I was like, there's no way. That's ridiculous. Like it's got to come from the sky or something. But no, it did, and that kind of makes me wonder. Like, had he seen the movie already? They get early releases and early access to stuff.
Regardless, I'm just saying.
But that I don't know. I mean, that's crazy.
That is crazy.
Think about the timing. You'd have to like jump way ahead of it to land. I don't know. Whatever. Maybe not. It's traveling faster than the jet. It's
superhero physics.
That's true. That's true.
And it's a movie, so don't.
But they look cool.
It looks really cool. But like the fact that when they eat the symbiotes or whatever they ate,
anything
just like
humans were
like
worse.
All just sprays out the back. It just
I think humans were worse because they're just spraying blood and like just tissue out. It's
crazy how many of those cool symbiotes got just destroyed right away.
Yeah, just decimated. Yeah, kind of a bummer.
Yeah. But I'm sure we're gonna get more of the symbiotes. You know, especially given that Null is clearly. Shown in this movie, even though we know we don't get to see much of him.
Yeah.
He's kind of stuck, trapped there until he gets this codex, which we talked about a little bit. So basically the codex, so all the symbiotes, you know, rebel against Null and they trap him on, on this planet with Clintar. That's kind of I think it translates to prison or something like that. So they like trap him there and basically he's looking for, you know, how to get them and he has to get this codex. And the only reason the codex is created is because Venom as a symbiote saved Eddie's life.
Yeah.
Brought him back to life.
Because Eddie died and he brought him back to life.
So that created this codex. I don't understand that.
No, it makes no sense. The premise is that that's one of the reasons why I wasn't really a big fan of this movie. Because like the whole premise behind it was ridiculous. Made no sense. And how would he know that? How would anyone know what a codex is? Venom knew all about it afterwards. He's like, oh yeah, we created this codex. Like, you know, I know he liked Eddie, but if he knew that was going to happen by saving him, He knows he's going to put the whole world and himself and all.
Clearly, he was reckless if he's going to go in the full form for that dance.
We're going to get to that. We'll get there. We'll get there. Venom's obviously not the brightest. He did say he's a bit of the loner, right? Out of them.
Yeah. I guess.
Yeah. He mentioned that.
But it seems like he's pretty freaking powerful compared to some of those other symbiotes, you know?
Yeah, but he didn't. I mean, yeah, I guess he was.
I guess you become more powerful the longer you're bonded to your.
Well, that's part of it. That he has a really strong bond with Eddie. Yeah. So, but anyways, yeah. So we start off. We kind of jumped the gun quite a bit and got to the end of the movie basically, or almost. But it starts off right after they're in Mexico, right? Like basically the end of No Way Home.
Yes.
Yeah. So it shows him going back to his world, right? And we kind of get the rehash of the little piece of the symbiote left behind. Yeah.
And this time he gets taken by Rex Strickland.
Not Baron Mordo.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very confusing. Chiwetel Ejiofor, right? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's playing
new character.
Rex Tillerson. Is that what you said?
Strickland.
Rex Strickland. Who's Tillerson? That's a real person.
Okay.
I think so. Maybe not. Whatever. He becomes T-Rex. That's all I know.
Yes.
Yeah. But anyways, he's a general and he's hunting the symbiotes, and he finds this piece of venom, right? And they go after him, but also the xenophages are after him because, like you said, Noel is imprisoned, and the only way he can get out is if these xenophage creatures that he kind of controls are able to capture the codex. And the codex is only visible to them when Eddie and Venom are in full venom, when he's fully in his full form.
Yeah.
So that's what they were doing on the plane, and that's how the xenophage found them in the first place and shoots up 30,000 feet in the air like a freaking missile. And yeah.
And it's kind of funny though, like how he loses his shoes falling off the plane and then gets on the ground.
No, back up. He loses half of his croc from the dog first.
Oh, that's true.
In Mexico. Yeah. Yeah. Then he loses a boot later on.
Yeah. So he loses shoes quite often in this movie. It's kind of a running joke.
Yeah.
But what I talked about is like, I don't understand why Venom couldn't just make him shoes, like make him feet. Like he did it for him when he turned into a mermaid. He did it when he kicked that guy. He just was turned into a foot.
When he was a parachute.
And it's not full Venom, so it wouldn't have. I don't know why he didn't make him shoes, and he's let him walk barefoot. Whatever.
Yeah.
It was kind of funny though.
Yeah. He did come out. He was like hanging over his shoulder. You know, you can't see my arm, but he was coming out of the side of his shoulder, you know, talking to him.
Yeah.
He just was looking behind his shoulder the whole time, making sure they're not being followed by a xenophage.
Yeah.
I mean, the banter between Venom and Eddie's really good and funny, especially if you know that it's actually Tom Hardy who's voicing Venom as well. So he's really just having these conversations with himself. But the movie was definitely fun. There was just the main premise behind the movie didn't make sense to me. So
something else I'm not really sure about is I know that Patrick Mulligan's character is supposed to be Toxin, like at least in symbiote form. In Let There Be Carnage, he becomes Toxin, right? And then supposedly in this one, he's like dying. And then I guess because his symbiote host left him, so his new symbiote that he has is kind of a greenish color.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like almost like a snake little thing. Like it has like a tail.
Yeah. I mean, we never, I think we assume he's Toxin because he was in the comics. I mean, I don't know.
Toxin looks completely different in the comics.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just saying they never call him that even in Let There Be Carnage or in this. But in Let There Be Carnage, he's separated from it. He dies, right?
Sure.
He's almost dies. Yeah. And they have to save him, and they save him by rebonding him to another symbiote.
Yeah. So I just was curious, like, I don't know if it's ever been explained yet. I'll have to look it up, who he actually is, like what symbiote.
Yeah, so, I'm not sure.
I'm not familiar with all of them as far as I don't have their names memorized, but there's some pretty
There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
And they definitely took some liberties in this movie
as far as like the powers
differ from the comics. Yeah. So, which, you know, whatever. That's fine. I think.
Was she Agony?
I think that's right.
Agony usually doesn't have like that electric speed type power or whatever, but they kind of gave her that because she was like her and her twin struck by lightning and he died and she had like the scarring or whatever.
Yeah.
That was kind of interesting.
Yeah. So, and whether or not that was just the reason why that one was able to bond with her, or whether that was that power strictly came from her, I don't know. If that's the case, it is a little weird though, because the in credit scene, we do see what appears to be, at least everyone's saying it was like lightning coming off of the bit of the goo of the symbiote that was in the vial.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't catch that personally. I've seen like still images, but it looks like the glass is cracked to me. It doesn't look like lightning, but it could be. It's hard to tell in a still image because most of the things I've seen online are just still images.
Maybe it's better on the video.
Probably, and it happened so fast in the theater. It was just a really split second scene. I didn't notice.
I didn't catch it what it was, and I was like, dang, that was kind of a crappy scene.
I thought I didn't mind it because it was like hinting at because it shows
at first.
Yeah, so it goes back to the bartender from Mexico because Rex Strickland took him. They basically tased him and take him with them because he's seen some stuff. He knows some stuff they don't want him probably to tell the public. But after this big giant battle goes down, everyone's gone. He's like stumbles out of the wreckage. And as he's walking by this broken vial, you see a little bit of the symbiote in there.
So I wonder if the symbiote's going to get him.
Yeah, it probably is. I mean, well, it gets a cockroach, right? That goes by. And then that cockroach will probably go over and get him. I thought, because, Venom says, this isn't goodbye or whatever, because, spoiler alert, again, Venom is kind of destroyed in this. But there was that bit in the vial of Venom that Rex Strickland took. I thought it was a bit of Venom that was in that vial. But people are saying it was agony. So, and they're saying it has lightning that came off of it, which I didn't know.
Yeah, it wouldn't make sense that they would save an end credit scene for agony. Like she's
still alive.
She's still alive. That doesn't make any sense. It had to have been that Venom.
But that's what most people are saying that it was agony because she did have that vial in her hand and she crushed it.
Sure.
But I thought it was Venom. I thought it was a little bit of him, which makes way more sense to me.
Yeah. Regardless, we're going to get Venom back, even though it won't be another Venom solo movie. We're going to get likely Venom in Secret Wars.
Well, what's interesting is we've kind of gotten confirmation that Tom Hardy, although he's willing to play him again, that he's done. Like this was supposed to be his last movie as Venom. He said his farewells. I think he put out a public thing saying he's really enjoyed playing his character, but that's it for him right now. He's again said publicly that he would gladly come back and play the characters. He's had so much fun doing it. But being called The Last Dance and him saying that kind of signifies that he's probably done with the character. We do have that, Rex Strickland had captured the one in their universe, not in the 616. So we do have that bit of the symbiote that was left.
Which we're assuming is going to go get attached to Tom Holland's Spider-Man.
You would think so. I mean, if you follow Spider-Man comics at all, you know that he does get the black suit.
And that's definitely set up for Secret Wars. That happens in the Secret Wars comics. So the fact that he could potentially get that suit right before Doomsday or Secret Wars, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you want to talk about potential spoilers for the Spider-Man stuff, or you want to, because it's all connected with Null.
And we can. I mean, a lot of the stuff is obviously speculation at this point.
Sure. Yeah, we don't know.
So early, there has been like a really brief synopsis that was filed when they, I think, had to file the title or trademark or whatever and stuff.
At least their working title.
Yeah, the working title at least. But they do have to provide a brief synopsis. They have to say when it's going to come out. I believe they're obligated. The movie has to come out by that date.
Yeah.
Contractually, or else they lose the rights to Spider-Man. That's like there'll be too much time in between projects. They have to start filming and release it by a certain time, or else Marvel gets the rights back to the Spider-Man characters. Which
not necessarily would be a terrible thing, but I'm pretty sure they're going to do it because they make too much money off those movies.
Oh, they would be ridiculously stupid to not do it. Yeah,
they already got Tom Holland back. He's already agreed to it. And on that, I mean, it showed for sure Tom Holland and Zendaya were going to be back. And they also had a few other names that they mentioned in there. Do you want to talk about any of those?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
So they said Andrew Garfield is one of them. They had Dr. Doom would be in it. Mm-hmm. So we're going to get that face off between Robert Downey Jr. and Tom Holland.
Yeah.
I wonder how he's going to react. That's going to be happen probably in Spider-Man 4. So that's pretty cool. I'm sure Ned will be back. I think there's rumor that he potentially could be like a Hobgoblin kind of character.
I mean, that's been hinted at and teased, especially in No Way Home. They kind of like talk about how his best friend, So I think Ned says something about like, I won't become your nemesis or something. Right. And Peter Parker's like, what? Or Peter Parker's like, huh? What's going on?
Yeah. So anyways, with the connection to the Venom, it has Null in it. And at the very end, in the mid-credit scene, we see Null's face and he basically is coming for everyone, the King in Black.
Yeah.
So it's very heavily implied that he'll be back in the next Spider-Man movie because they're not doing another Venom movie.
Yeah.
So Noel coming back could be huge, especially that'd be a crazy villain, going forward, connecting it with everything else, and especially if they're going to have Dr. Doom in there too. I wonder if Doom and Noel are going to meet up, or how does that work? Because Doom's freaking powerful too. I wonder how it's going to be such a crazy movie. Like, I've heard things that Tom Holland, obviously he's known for spoiling stuff, but he was basically just talking about it, and he's saying, if we can get this to go, like, it's going to be crazy. Like, we're doing something like that's never been done before, like hyping it up.
Yeah, of course.
But like, from what I've read and stuff, like the potential rumors, it seems pretty intense and pretty crazy.
I mean, obviously Infinity War and Endgame were awesome movies. But I kind of, from my personal opinion, I'm like, we kind of did that. We had like a crap ton of characters. It's not a secret. I've been saying this for a long time. I'm over the multiverse stuff. I'm ready to get to some more grounded stories. I was really looking forward to a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man movie. Just getting to see Tom Holland, like, without the tech, without the support group, having to just do his thing to scrape by, whether it's, him doing photography to get by, whatever. Like, I wanted to see that more grounded level of Spider-Man, but it sounds like we're not going to get that.
I think we are. I think we're going to get
partially
both. Yes. I think because from what that synopsis thing said is that he's like kind of like giving up the mantle of Spider-Man. He's in college. He's focused on this stuff. And then I think he gets kind of pulled back into it. And he said he had an unlikely ally, which I'm going to guess is going to be someone like either Doom or Venom.
If we're getting Venom, and we're getting
unlikely ally, I wouldn't think would be Andrew Garfield. He'd be a likely ally.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, a very unlikely ally would be Flash Thompson. Like they know each other. Venom. They knew each other. They don't know each other anymore. Or Peter Parker knows him, but he doesn't know Peter Parker because of the whole spell that was cast. Flash Thompson is one of the Venom characters who is Venom in the comics.
I wonder if he becomes Agent Venom. Yeah,
it's possible. Yeah. So I don't know. It was Eddie Brock's version, the Lethal Protector in the comics. Was he the actual person who was in the? Because they call themselves the Lethal Protector in that, and then Agent Venom. I don't know. Is that Flash Thompson? I think it is actually.
It's Flash Thompson usually.
Yeah.
But Eddie Brock's been a few different symbiotes as well. He's not just been Venom.
Gotcha.
Anyway.
So yeah, I think that's a possibility. It may be like we talked about, where the symbiote might get on Peter Parker, go through that phase before it settles on Flash Thompson potentially, or someone else. I don't think it'll be Tom Hardy anymore. Personally,
there could be a version of Eddie Brock in that universe that it's a different actor.
It's played by Chiwetel Ejiofor. I'm joking.
Maybe. But also, if he's willing to come back, maybe he will. Maybe there'll be a version of him in that.
I think it's likely we'll see Tom Hardy back in Secret Wars.
And I wonder if he'll get the white emblem because it'll attach to Spider-Man first.
There's a lot of people, including myself, that really were hoping we're going to get that in this last movie, but
I think the whole reason he got the emblem was because of Spider-Man, because Spider-Man had this suit.
Was it like he literally thought it looked cool?
I think
he liked it.
Yeah, Venom's got his own personality.
Yeah, for sure.
So he thought it looked cool, so he copied made his own version of it. Yeah. So I'm really hoping they're doing that in the MCU with Venom going forward.
Yep.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, ultimately for me, I did enjoy the movie, but like I said, the premise I wasn't very keen on, and there was some simple basic things they did that I think they could have done better. They set up the whole ending, how they're going to defeat the xenophages right away,
showing off the acid.
Yeah, like it follows the scientist pulling up, and Rex Strickland's gets out of a Jeep and turns on this acid thing.
And scans it with his eyes.
Yeah, scans it with his eyes. And I was like, okay, so he has to do it. Clearly, that's how they're going to kill the xenophages at the end. Yeah. And it was, whatever. It was formulaic. That's kind of the way some movies are. But they could have done it better. They could have at least explained why that was there, what they were doing with it. But no, they just offhandedly shows it happen, shows it melt a big truck.
Because they were melting down everything for Area 51. But
which is weird, because they were melting trucks. Why would you melt the truck? They were breaking down buildings, and then they were melting.
Maybe they had alien tech in them, and they had to get rid of it.
It was like a storage truck. It actually, it'd be interesting to go back and check the code of what was actually, because there's the code what they're hauling. Mm-hmm. I could have checked. I have the app on my phone. Could have checked to see what they were hauling. That'd been funny. It's all just like milk. They're hauling milk. I gotta melt that down. It's alien milk. Blue milk? Star Wars tie-in?
Yep.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. If I remember correctly, it was more the shape that hauls fuel, not milk, because they actually are different shapes.
You're going off on a bit of tangent.
Sorry, it's the Haswhopper training. I actually had to do that next week. So, yeah. The joys of being a first responder.
Sweet.
But not like saving people. Yeah, I have the awareness level of Haswhopper. That's it. Yeah. I can only like see it and like report it, identify it, isolate, try to keep people away. Yeah.
Can't keep me away. Oh, I gotta get to this hazardous
Probably not.
materials.
If you try to run, I try to chase you, I'll just pull my hamstring or something. That's never happened before, right?
Nope.
Going back to our Lowe's days. Anyways, yeah, so I just thought that was a little cheesy, kind of them setting that up. So like basically, I just thought they could have done it a better way. You did mention, and part of this goes into the CGI and the special effects. You did mention how cool it was what Venom did to kind of like ensnare them all,
especially because how those things are so big and they would just eat the other symbiote so easily, and he just kind of trapped them all inside of him.
I mean, it really does show how powerful he was, which is crazy that he got that powerful. And I could only assume it's just because of his bond with Eddie, although he did spit Eddie out and stayed doing that for a while, so he clearly had become quite powerful. So it was pretty cool. Visually it was pretty awesome, and it was a pretty cool way they did that. I just thought it was cheesy that he had to melt him with the acid, although Venom did have to have him do it a second time, right? He like grabbed him, like a tentacle wrapped around him. He's like, no, do it again.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah,
they are supposed to be still rumored to be doing a Sinister Six movie, so I don't know if maybe Venom somehow could come back in that. I'd also read that they're going to have Madam Web in it. Like, is she going to be part of the Sinister Six now? Like, that'd be so terrible. I hope not.
I don't believe it. Oh, that was one of the other characters. I think Vulture was mentioned.
Oh yeah, Vulture. That's right. Michael Keaton's Vulture.
Yeah.
His character, Morbius would need to be there, right?
No,
because didn't they meet up at the end?
Well, a different version of them did.
Sure.
We don't know. It wasn't the same Vulture. He was wearing a different setup and whatnot.
Too many things they set up that haven't been explained yet.
Yeah. Well, the Michael Keaton Vulture that's legit part of the 616 would be the version we would see.
But didn't he get sent to the other universe? Isn't that how he met?
No,
did he just all of a sudden show up in there, like he just like appeared in the other universe after?
I think.
The bizarre story developing at the Manhattan Detention Center when a man identifying himself as Adrian Toombs simply appeared in an otherwise empty cell. A hearing has been set that could likely lead to his immediate release.
I don't think so. I think
I'll have to rewatch it.
I think Morbius like sets up a meeting with him out in like the desert somewhere. He like shows up to meet him. I want to say there was like
he flies down, right?
Yeah, he flies down.
I think he first shows up, just like magically appears in that universe.
There was
that when he meets the other guy, who they haven't shown yet, not chameleon, but
Mole Man.
No, the lizard, not the scorpion.
Scorpion's shown in.
They show the actor. Yeah, they never show him.
Oh, they never show him as Scorpion. Yeah.
Yeah, and he talks with Michael Keaton in prison. I remember that.
Well, he did in the MCU, the first one. Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. There were scenes I think of Michael Keaton in the trailer that they removed from the actual movie, if I remember correctly. Mm-hmm. There was stuff they had shown. There was that it wasn't Michael Keaton, but there was that scene, the picture of Spider-Man said murder that was not even in the movie. So yeah, they removed like all the mention of Spider-Man up until the end credit scene. They're like, it's the Spider-Man, and it's like, what? Like, what is it?
But I did mention Chameleon. We are going to get the Chameleon in Kraven, which is the next movie that's coming out.
Oh, that's true. That's December, right? That's coming
out soon. So hopefully that's a good movie. It looks interesting.
Yeah, I think we both agree that the newest trailer looks quite a bit better than the early trailer they released. It looks pretty violent. They're going to embrace that R rating. We're
going to get the Rhino, the Chameleon, so we'll get some other Spider-Man villains.
Yeah.
Any of them could be part of the Sinister Six.
It's true. It's true.
Potentially.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. The original Venom movie was good without having Spider-Man, and I'm not saying you have to have Spider-Man for these movies to be good, but I think they'd be better if they did. But if it's a crappy movie and it has Spider-Man in it, then you're devaluing the character of Spider-Man too. So
I don't know. Maybe that's why I'm saying maybe the rights should just go back to Marvel altogether.
Yeah, I mean, I think we would. I'm assuming you and I both agree that the Spider-Man movies that were in conjunction with the MCU have been the best of the Sony movies.
Sure.
Short of, I'm not talking about the
animation.
The animation, because the animated Spider-Man movies are phenomenal. Like those are probably some of the best, arguably better than No Way Home even. Maybe
third part like in another 2 years or something.
Yeah, it's a real bummer that keeps getting pushed out, but those are like the best. Like they're so freaking good. I don't know, man.
Hopefully the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man is going to be pretty good too next year.
Yeah. So yeah, that comes out earlier, right? Like January.
Yeah. We're getting What If season 3 at the end of this year. That's pretty cool too.
Yeah. So the worst part of the movie, right? So like this is the dance itself. We already discussed how, the xenophages could find Venom when he goes full Venom. And so when they run into Miss Chang at this casino, Miss Chen, run into Miss Chen at the casino, for whatever reason, she wants to dance, and Venom's like, I want to dance. And Eddie's like, no, don't dance. And Venom's like, no, I want to dance. And he goes full Venom to dance this ridiculous dance scene with Miss Chen.
Which instantly,
instantly the xenophage is like,
oh,
there they are. And he launches his 30,000 foot jump again, and this like horizontally this time, and goes right through the casino and like thrashes everything, almost kills everyone.
Yeah.
Like, why? It was dumb. It was dumb.
Yeah.
The dance was awful. Like I mentioned this to you, but the whole dance scene in the Marvels, like I get it. It was kind of cheesy and stupid, but at least there was some basis in the story. It was like, hey, in this planet, this is how they communicate. This is how they interact with each other.
What about the dance scene in Morbius? With Matt Smith.
With Matt Smith, that's right.
Like those these dance scenes are.
I was like, I don't remember Morbius dancing, but you're right.
Completely unnecessary dance scenes that they add in these Sony movies.
What about Baron Zemo?
That's true too. That's
classic. Yeah. We all love the Baron Zemo dances. Yeah. And I think that went on for they filmed him dancing for like a really long time to pick out the good footage. But but this Venom The Last Dance dance itself was ridiculous, and it put everything in jeopardy, and it was pointless. He could have gone partial Venom and danced.
Still danced, yeah.
Yeah. I think that would have been a cooler dance. It was Eddie dancing with her, but then Venom doing stuff like twirling her or like lifting her up, that would have made way more sense. And Venom still could have had fun dancing, because that was the whole thing. Like they were just partying and dancing. It was,
they could have changed the title of the movie and got rid of that scene altogether.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't think too many people would be like, why was it called The Last Dance? They didn't dance in it. Like, who cares? Like, I
would have thought that.
You might have thought it, but
where the hell was the dance scene in it?
Anyways, maybe we're wrong. Maybe the dance scene was phenomenal. Maybe you guys really enjoyed it, and if so, you're wrong. It was bad. I'm sorry, it was bad. It was bad.
Period.
To each their own, though. If you enjoyed dancing Venom, then hey, whatever.
Yeah.
All right. I think it covers it now.
Yep.
Yeah. Can you tell how much I enjoyed the movie? I did enjoy it overall. I know I'm ragging on it a little bit, but overall it was entertaining.
It had some moments that weren't the best, but overall I give it a solid a solid 6.57.
Oh, I was going to go 6.5 is what I was going to say. Yeah. I'm excited for Noel. That's one of the biggest things. I don't think before the trailer came out, I don't think we thought they were going to do it. Like, we wanted them to. It was like, hey, this is the final Venom movie. It'd be really cool if we got Noel. We're like, yeah, they probably won't do it.
They did it.
They did it. Yeah, they did do it.
Andy Serkis, right?
Yeah, which was unexpected. We'd been hearing Norman Reedus, right? We thought
it was a rumor, yeah.
Yeah, but I believe, they maybe they used some motion capture because they did briefly show his face, but it was really the voice. Andy Serkis voiced Noel.
Yeah.
Which is great. Andy Serkis is awesome. We love him. He's done amazing work in pretty much every single project he's been part of. So,
and he directed the second one, which we didn't care for, but
that's true. That's true. I mean, directing wise, at least in that movie, because I think he direct some of the Planet of the Apes movies too. I know
so.
he played Caesar. Which phenomenal. Like his acting in that is so crazy how good he is at his own motion capture work. But yeah, directorially not great. At least not in Let There Be Carnage. But I think it was more just the writing. I don't know how involved he was in the writing. Directing wise, I didn't necessarily have a problem, but it was just the character of Carnage, in my opinion, was just not well done. But
yeah, hopefully we get Carnage back, like a maximum Carnage or something in the future, something crazy.
Well, yeah, if we get like,
especially with Null.
If you have Venom and Spider-Man teaming up, you're gonna need something crazy like Carnage for them to work together to fight, because Carnage is that powerful. It takes a crap ton of people trying to fight him in the Maximum Carnage comics. So
sorry, a little quick thing. In the comics now, Carnage and Deadpool have a baby together.
I didn't know that.
And it's like a dog named Princess, and it's like mostly symbiote. And I guess Carnage like basically doesn't claim it as its own child, but Deadpool does. So basically, it's like Deadpool's like
nice
pet, and at one part, it like merges with Deadpool and becomes Princess Deadpool. It's pretty funny. I'll put up a picture.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I think you sent me something about that.
Yeah. Princess Deadpool.
All right, guys, let us know if you enjoyed Venom The Last Dance.
Be sure to like and subscribe. Have a marvelous day. Hey guys, welcome back to the Doug and Corey Show.
In this video, we'll do an open spoiler discussion for Venom The Last Dance.
Should Venom had the last dance?
Stick around.
Stick around.
I'm in pain. Yeah, you should not have.
Should he have had the last dance? Should Venom have?
Should he have had the last dance?
Should they them have the last dance?
Mrs. Chang, is that right?
They are Venom.
Yeah. You want?
Yeah, I definitely won't do that again.
Okay.
That was terrible.
You're right. The dance was terrible.
Yeah. Anyways, so Venom, you want to wrap it up?
Yeah, let's go ahead and wrap it up.
Like in the symbiote?
I mean, we can.
It'd be cool if I could do an effect
where we get some Venom merch.
It'd be cool if I could find an effect to wrap us into a symbiote.
Whoa.
Nothing that good.
Yeah.
That'd be cool though. Anyways. All right, guys. So what did you think of Venom The Last Dance? Let us know in the comments below.
Oh, we didn't talk about The Last Dance.
We did a little bit.
Very, very briefly.
Okay, go into it then.